Good evening. I am your presenter for this evening or today. I am Maricris Ipacaro. My topic in Educ7 is Indigenization and Contextualization of the Curriculum. For our lesson outcomes, at the end of the lessons, students should be able to explain localization and indigenization in the context of curriculum, identify 3 key elements of culturally relevant in teaching, and lastly, demonstrate an appreciation how culturally relevant teaching improves learning through actively participating in class discussion. Here our introduction. Indigenization and contextualization make learning more relevant by integrating local culture and experiences. This enhances students' performance, supports skill development, and fosters lifelong learning, aligning with the K-12 curriculum. Indigenization and contextualization in education help students connect their learning to real-life experiences and local culture. By integrating familiar traditions, practices, and knowledge into lessons, students engage more effectively, improve their skills, and develop a deeper understanding of concepts. This approach supports the K-12 curriculum by making learning more meaningful and applicable to their lives. We also have the RA 10533, Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. This ensures that the Department of Education, or the DepEd, develops well-structured curriculum that bridges basic and higher education. And the Section 5 Curriculum Development, this curriculum aims to equip Filipino students with basic and knowledge that enhance their global competitiveness. This curriculum aims to equip Filipino students with skills and knowledge that enhance their global competitiveness, aligning basic education with tertiary studies for a seamless transition and improved career readiness. The DepEd shall formulate the design and the design and details of the enhanced basic education curriculum to craft harmonized basic and tertiary curricula for the global competitiveness of Filipino graduates. Another one, the curriculum shall be contextualized and global. The curriculum shall be flexible enough to enable and allow schools to localize, indigenize, and enhance the same based on their respective educational and social contexts. The production and development of locally produced teaching materials shall be encouraged, and approval of these materials shall devolve to the regional and division education units. First, let us define what is contextualization. It refers to the educational process of relating the curriculum to a particular setting, situation, or area of application to make the competencies relevant, meaningful, and useful to the learners. So this approach ensures that the curriculum is adapted to a specific environment, culture, and experiences of the learners, making education more engaging and applicable to real-life situations. By connecting lessons to familiar contexts, students can better understand and retain knowledge, develop relevant skills, and apply their learning effectively in their communities and future careers. The degree of contextualization may describe and distinguish into the following. First, we have the localization, refers to the process of relating learning content specified in the curriculum to local information and materials in the learner's community. Localization integrates learning content with local information and locally produced materials, making education more relevant to students' cultural and social environments. By using familiar examples, practices, and resources, schools can enhance engagement, improve understanding, and help learners apply their knowledge effectively in their communities. Here are the examples. Examples used in lessons start with those in the locality, name, situation, setting needed to give context to test questions or problem-solving exercises are those of the immediate community. Local materials are used as often as possible in making instructional materials. Local stories are used in the language learning areas. Translating a story written in another language to the language of one's learners for the use of NTBMLE or the mother tongue-based multilingual education. It is an educational approach that uses a student's first language, the mother tongue, as the foundation for learning before introducing additional languages. So these methods help students or the learners develop strong literacy skills in their native language, making it easier to acquire and understand other languages later on. Second one, indigenization refers to the process of enhancing curriculum, competencies, education resources, and teaching learning processes in relation to the bio-geographical, historical, and socio-cultural context of the learner's community. For the indigenization, we have the curriculum framework, curriculum design, curriculum standards, learning resources, teaching, learning process, and the bio-geographical context, historical context, socio-cultural context. Example, we have the Araling Panlipunan. We can use it into reading, dramatizing the life of local heroes, discussing local environment problems, staging a debate on local issues, science and mathematics, research and production outputs of local industries, learning about indigenous ways of measurement, learning from local artisan farmers about their own methods of production which use folk mathematics or traditional folk practices. What is the difference between localization and indigenization? So when you localize, you use information and materials in your learner's community. But when you indigenize, you enhance competencies in the curriculum, the resources, and the teaching learning processes so that they suit the context of learners' community. For example, to elaborate the difference, competency we have visualize, represents, and identifies unit of fraction with denominators of 10 and below. So indigenization and contextualization in education integrate local culture, traditions, and real-life experiences into the learning process. By making lessons more relatable and meaningful, students engage more effectively, leading to improved performance and skill development. This approach fosters lifelong learning by ensuring that education is both practical and culturally grounded, aligning with the goals of the K-12 curriculum to prepare students for future opportunities while preserving their heritage. Next, localization. They use easily observable examples of ratio in the community: 1 jeep, 4 wheels, 1 carton, 2 wheels, 1 tricycle with 3 wheels. So it depends depending on what is common in the community. While the indigenization, the socio-cultural community activities or cultural practices that inherently use the concept of ratio bringing products to the market entails using a carabao carrying sacks. 1 carabao is 2 times sacks. So localization makes lessons more relevant by using observable examples from the community. Indigenization, the socio-cultural context, they integrate community activities and cultural practices into learning. So why do we need to contextualize our lesson? The K-12 curriculum framework emphasizes the vital role of context in shaping both the curriculum and teaching learning process. As outlined in Section 5 of Republic Act 10533, the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, the curriculum must be learner-centered, inclusive, developmentally appropriate, relevant, contextualized, global and flexible to fit various educational and social contexts. To achieve this, K-12 teachers are encouraged to apply contextualization strategies in their classroom, ensuring learning is meaningful and applicable to real-life situations. Contextualization involves adapting the curriculum to a specific setting, situation, or area of application to make competencies relevant, meaningful, and useful for all learners. This approach enhances engagement, deepens understanding, and supports skills development tailored to diverse learning environment. So how do we contextualize our lesson? We have the REACT strategy. Curricula and instructions based on contextual learning strategies should be structured to encourage 5 essential forms of learning, like the REACT. So the characteristics of learner engagement with the REACT strategy, for the first is the relating. Learning in the context of one's life, experience, or pre-existing knowledge. The second one, experiencing. Learning by doing through exploration, discovery, and invention. The third one, applying. Learning by putting skills to use. The fourth, cooperating, learning through sharing, responding, and interacting with others. And lastly, the transferring, using knowledge in a new context or novel situation. For the last part, the conclusion about this topic, culturally relevant teaching encompassing both localization and indigenization is vital for enhancing student engagement and learning outcomes. Understanding the nuances of these approaches and their application in lesson planning is key to creating effective and inclusive educational experiences. And that's it. Thank you.